Are we live? Are we live? The answer to that question is no. We are not live, everyone, because I'm recording this a little bit earlier, which means no phone calls. Which I hear ya. Thanks for your support. I can hear you saying you don't get any phone calls anyway, Lee. All right, there's no need to be like that, is there? If you're new to the podcast, don't listen to those peeps. Everyone, don't worry about them. We do a phone-in show every Thursday at 7 p.m. on most of my social medias, Skinny Jean Gardener. So if you want to get involved, generally you can at 7 p.m. and phone in the show. Just tonight, you can't. All right? Just tonight, you can't. But we've got a great show coming up for you today, talking all about trends for 2022, because I headed to Glee Birmingham. It's about as far up north, I think it's Midlands, if anything, far up north in the UK as I go. Sometimes I travel to Manchester, no further. That's a rule. Unless you really pay me, everyone. And I spent the whole day yesterday chatting to some incredible people, which means my voice is a little bit, not croaky, but a little bit like, oh, like, hey, how you doing? Hey, hey, my name's Lee Conley. What's going on? It's a little bit, I'm feeling it, everyone. I'm feeling it. All right. So bear with. It's going to be a croaky one. But I must say, supporting the croaky one is bestdaysvintage.co.uk. Big up to them. Works-uk.com. And, of course, the School Gun Success Plan, which I'm sure I'll talk a lot. I said last week I would talk about it. I will talk about it a lot more later on in today's show. There's so much coming on. We've also got the fantastic Mr. Richard Suggett. We've got a live report from the both of us from Glee in Birmingham, the NEC. So that's coming up later in today's show. More from the RHS, some news from them today, and some great British growing awards winners. That's right. I'll be telling you what I think about all that. Plus much, much more. So let's get into the show. You're beaming positivity and radiance. You look amazing, mate. What just happened? Hey, mate. Or, right, I love singing, all right? So I could be a singer, you could be a backing dancer, band. Oh, my God. Oh, I know this. Oh, guys. Right. Oh, my God. Oh, right. We're just going to have to go off script for a second. Absolutely idiot-proof. Oh my gosh, Danny! Forget it. Get out of here. That was unexpected. Let's go. Tonight's music is Wolf Moon by the Unicorn Heads. If you've got a song you'd like us to play, let us know. Let us know in the comments if you're about tonight. It'd be great to hear from you. Although I won't actually be able to read it out because we're not live, but, you know, have a conversation amongst yourselves. Do you know what? I'm feeling so tired. I'm doing it for you guys. Not as much as Richard Suggett. He literally risked his life. You'll find out about that later on. He risked his life for podcasting. Big up to everyone that supports the podcast. If you're listening, then go rate and review, will ya? 5 stars only. 5 stars only. And if you're watching, thank you. One more minute to go, and we are getting into this show. And that rhymes, so, you know. And that rhymes. Lyrical genius. Every last second there of Wolf Moon by the Unicorn Head. Thank you so much to them. Everyone, welcome to the Skinny Jean Gardner Show. I'm your host, Lee Connolly, as I may have mentioned before. Today, we are talking about Glee. Now, Glee, to a lot of people, you know, I mentioned I was going to Glee, and they were like, well, what's Glee? Right? And over here in the UK, I say I'm in the UK, we're women. I'm like Mr. Worldwide. We've got people in Down Under. We've got people in Korea, probably South Korea. Don't know about North Korea. We've got people in America. Not America. How do you say America? We have got people in America. How do you do it? Howdy. How do they say howdy? Howdy, guys. American. We've got people all over the world, right? But here in the UK, probably the number one place for gardening. Controversial. We've got a thing, right? That is an industry thing, yeah. It's the UK's leading garden outdoor living trade show, which basically around this time of year is a thing for garden centres and people of the industry to come along and see what's new, what's not, what's all right, and other stuff. And I headed up there to see what the 2022 trends for gardening are going to be. And we're going to find out a lot more about that in today's show. But before that, we can't start the show without a bit of this. Latin. Let's talk about the Latin. Oh, yes. Last week's Latin was artichoke. Do you remember how to say that? I've forgotten as well, actually. I've forgotten. I should have really checked up. Anyway, this week's Latin is
Legumen.
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 That's the way he says it, innit?
Legumen.
Go on.
Legumen.
It sounds like he's getting a bit tired at the end of saying it.
Legumen.
Legumen. Legumen. Ow. EGUMEN. Don't use your Google. Have a little think. What is this week's Latin? Let's talk about the Latin. Now, before we get into tonight's show, I'm going to make some more intros for this sort of thing. But today, I'm going to talk about what I've been up to in the garden, in Lee's gardening world. See what I've done there? That'll probably be the intro. In Lee's gardening world. What have I been up to in Lee's gardening world? Well, apart from visiting Glee, I mean, if you're watching visually, this is becoming a little bit of a theme. And it's starting to annoy me. Especially annoys me when I walk into the studio, the shedio, the new shedio, and I look at the screen, and behind me, I don't see a fence. Still. The hole is half dug. the fence is laying up against another fence. We still don't have a fence. I don't know. I'm really at the moment struggling with time, and we all are, right? But what the biggest thing for me is at the moment that obviously at the start of this week we've been getting the school plan. Is my teacher's excuses? The school plan ready. But the biggest thing that we have done, right? Let me show you this. Hang on. Come on. He drags it into studio. Everybody, it's here. The box is here. Everyone, the small veggie pod, right, that we're going to be using, is here. Brought it into the studio. It's ready to go. We're gonna make it. Not live because that would be a nightmare. That'd be not that it's hard to make. Not that it's hard to make, guys, but the hell of a show that would be. Anyway, the small veggie pod's ready to go. It just needs them fences up, and then I can start bringing stuff in. And that's my biggest problem. I need to get some time. I've got Chelsea next week, right? Then I'm off to Malvern. Somewhere in between there, I need to make time to put the fence up at least. Really struggling. I know. Like we're getting now to the end of the season, the growing season. This year, I've really felt like I've missed sowing some seeds, growing some plants. I've bought a lot of plants this year, but obviously moving home means that not everything can come with. Do you know what I mean? And I'm looking forward to it. I really feel like it's going to be a bit of a one of those winters where we're just building it up, structuralizing it. That's not a word, is it? Probably using the wrong contents. And just getting it ready. So when we hit February, I'll be sowing seeds. But we are going to start sowing seeds on this show from next week. All right. From next week, we're going to start sowing some seeds. And I was saying to someone the other day, so like, what you've been doing on your podcast? I'm like, I talk about what I've been up to in the garden. At the moment, we don't even have a garden. But so many people coming up to me, about 3, saying, I'm really looking forward to see how you get on with that smallest garden. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, I've got to build it first. I've got to build it. It's really difficult. It's really difficult life, isn't it, eh? It's really difficult. So yeah, that's what's going on there. What are we in now? September. I've got once Chelsea, Malvern's out of the way, we'll be rocking into October. So I'm thinking by the end of October we should have most of the structure ready. We will be sowing some seeds. We're going to be sowing some seeds, guys, on the show. So we'll get them going as well. Peat-free compost, obviously. Got to use some peat-free compost. Got to get a bag to start with for next week. Someone remind me for next week that we've got to do that. So yeah, that is in Lee's gardening world. What is actually happening, guys? I know. We're going to get there. I promise you. We're going to get there. But first, in tonight's show, should we have a little bit of an advert? All right, let's do it. Let me interrupt this amazing podcast by saying thank you to one of our sponsors. Works-uk.com have got you covered out in the garden. I don't know about you, but after a hard week at work, I want to get amongst the plants, get my hands in the soil, and really get gardening over the weekend. And one of the things that, can be a bit of a chore is cutting the grass. That's the first thing you're going to have to do on a Saturday. Well, not anymore with the help of works-uk.com with their incredible Landroid. You know me, I talk about it all the time. I think robotics in the garden really going to help us get rid of those chores so we can do the fun stuff. And the Landroid from works-uk.com is the perfect thing to do that. It's really simple to use. It's plug and play, which means you just press go and away it mows. It's Gardener's World Magazine Best by, and it's all controlled through the app. The robot will do all of the work by going out in the garden and cutting your lawn for you. And all those tiny little clippings, that's right, no more chucking the grass into the brown bin, wheeling it down into the driveway so they can go and pick it up. No, no, no. The robot literally cuts the grass throughout the week with the tiniest of clippings, which acts as a natural fertilizer. It doesn't get much better than that. They've also got a range of amazing garden tools to make your life easier and DIY tools too, all battery operated. So it's worth checking out works-uk.com right now for your next garden or DIY job. Hear me? Oh, there we go. What happened there? Sorry. Big up to Works, everyone. I'll be honest with you, they've really been helping me out. Their DIY tools, especially recently, and I'm looking forward to using their tools on the little garden as well. I think they're going to be a big help over the next coming weeks. But obviously, moving home, needing some tools, they've been helping me out quite a lot. In fact, I used a sander the other day on this beautiful table here. I made a little bar. Of course I did. Made a little bar in the house. So, yeah, pretty happy about that, guys. Pretty happy. Needed a little sander. So, thanks very much to Works, everyone, for supporting the show. Now, as I said, I went to Glee, and regular listeners will know Mr. Richard Suggett, also a podcaster from the Veg Grower podcast. You can listen to his review of the show on Monday, the 20th, I believe. You can listen to that on his. But I sat down with Richard, and we gave a little bit of a overview of what we thought of the show and some of the things that we really liked and think that maybe 2022 we'll see a lot more of. So, without further ado, here is live from shall I say where it is from? Live from Glee, but from the Weatherspoons in Glee. Don't say that I don't give you top quality locations. Just if you ever go into the NEC, probably don't have the burgers because disappointing. Over to you, Lee and Richard. There at NEC Birmingham. Welcome to the very first on-site podcast chat that I've had. Actually, I've done it before, to be fair, but it's been a while. Mr. Richard Suggett sat with me here live in Birmingham for the Glee.
Yeah.
How you doing, mate?
Very well, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, good, man. Nice to see you.
Good to see you too.
It feels like a while.
Been a while since we spent all day together as well, hasn't it?
Yeah. Well, we'll wait a little bit longer now to do it again.
Yep.
Glee. It's an industry thing. Everyone does ask, like, what is Glee? Like, it feels like one of those things that isn't well known out there.
I think because it's more aimed, or I feel it is, more aimed at people inside the trade. It's where the garden centres come to see what they could sell on their shop floor.
Yes.
As opposed to what we do at the other shows.
Yeah. It's a nice place to, like, connect with brands and people as well.
Which is mostly what we've been doing today.
Yeah. Tell me, okay, right. I mean, on your podcast, you're talking about a few different things. What, for these lovely people, what would be your highlights? Give me top 3 highlights for Richard Suggett at Glee this year.
Oh. Well, the obvious one is something that we're both fans of, Veggie Pod.
Yeah, man.
You know, I've had, 3-4 years now of the Veggie Pod, and I still rate them as high as I did when I first got them.
They're good people, good product as well, and look popular. They look popular today, which is always good. And also, they won their veggie bag won an award.
Yeah.
Which is always good as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, Veggie Pod, good brand to come and see at Glee.
Yeah, they're very good. I quite liked, I forget the company's name now, but it was indoor growing systems. So it was like a hydroponic system with grow lights.
What were
I
they
want
called?
to envisage or something.
Oh, like vegetable, wasn't it? Or vegetable?
Vegetable, something like that.
Oh, we're doing them
I've
great.
got a leaflet somewhere.
He's got a great leaflet for it, so that's good. Yeah, they were really quite cool, actually. I wonder how expensive they were, though, to buy, because they were like stocking Harrods, mate.
John Smith's and Howard's, yeah.
John Smith's?
Oh, I don't go shopping anymore.
John Smith's is like a beer, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right there.
Yeah, John Smith's
John
does
Lew-
and Harrods.
John Lewis, that's it.
Yeah, so
It's been a long day.
do you know what though, right? They're a really good product, but like I say, I wondered the price point on them because they were like great for growing indoors. Had like a little grow light on top of them, and then like a little, not a massive unit, was it underneath?
No.
But do you buy? Was there like them bits of soil? Did you buy them with the seeds impregnated in them?
Yeah. So like a soil block, seeds already impregnated. You drop into the container, and off it grows.
Remind me a bit of like an ink cartridge.
Yeah,
Like you're just stocking an ink cartridge into it, and it just grows.
I think that's quite a good analogy.
Yeah, I like that, mate.
Yeah.
Very good.
What else did we see? Rain can.
Mate, you rave about these rain cans.
I've had mine for about 10 years, and I bought 2 of them. One got stolen, and I've not seen them for sale since.
And they have returned.
They
for
returned.
2022.
Returned for 2022. So, keep your eye out for that. I'm quite.
Will you buy
impressed
another
with
one?
that. I will definitely buy another one. Guaranteed, because I think they're brilliant. Really do. A watering can that lasts 10 years.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Well, but it's basically just a bucket with a spout on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's the simplest idea.
It's the simple ideas, but the simple ideas are always the best.
That's true, mate. That's true. I think that one of my... I'm trying to think of my top 3 because one of my top 3 was that obviously the kids' book
Yeah.
with impregnated seeds in it.
Yeah. Talk about that. Sorry,
It's a book. It's a book. It's all right, mate. It's a book that's got seeds in it. That's as much as I know at the moment. I'm going to look into it more. They're on Dragon's Den. I wish I remember what name the brand was for it. But I'm hoping to do stuff with them with a school gardening plan. So we'll see how that goes. I'll probably speak about them a lot more. I think it's a really clever idea. Like being a kid being able to read a book, then rip off the page and plant it up in the soil.
Yeah.
It's like I wish I thought of that, mate.
It's genius idea. Very, very good idea. I did notice there was a lot of kids stuff today.
Yeah, there was, but there was. I had a little look at some kids' gardening tools. I was here, but they were alright. They were a little bit stronger, but they were still them colourful ones that I think would bend and snap. And they were a bit stronger.
Yeah.
But still, and kids' knee pads.
Yeah.
But kids need to protect their knees.
Well, if there's a sharp nail something on the ground, I would say yes.
I mean, my knees are starting to go, and I'm 33, so maybe I should have looked after them when I was 6. It's not something I thought about. So anyway, yeah, this book was good for teaching kids gardening. Like if it's a book about sowing carrots, then you sow carrot seeds afterwards. That's nice. The other thing was I really liked their microgreens.
Yeah.
That was quite cool. I know microgreens have been around for a while, but I quite like the self-watering part of that little kit. That
was from Grow So Simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great couple of lads as well.
Yeah.
Really like that. I thought it was a really nice idea. I'd probably gift that to a few people for Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely good idea for that.
And then my third top one. What would my third one be? It's out of my brain now. Please hold, caller.
Describe it to me.
I don't know. I'm trying to think what else I really felt a draw to.
Well, while you think, because I don't like dead silence.
Okay.
I've got to say, I don't know about you, there was a few new and interesting products on the market, but I can't say there was anything that really I would go shouting and sing about. Like, wow, that is completely innovative.
How far can you go with gardening though? Like,
Well,
how much further
yeah.
can you push it? Like, I made a joke the other week on the podcast about us coming here to Glee, and there'd be people talking about hose pipes and the very slight new nozzle or something like that. Like, really, how much further can you push technology in gardening?
And that is a very, very good point. Although in the plants, I think that's where there's no plants here today that I can see. Air plants, I think I saw.
Yeah, a lot of air plants.
Not air plants, but plants is perhaps where we can start exploring new avenues, I guess.
Tinkering, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. Like, do you know what I think? Do you know what I thought you might see a bit more of? Is robots.
Yeah.
Didn't see many robots about.
There's a flow mower on the roof.
We saw that. Yeah, we saw that lawnmower there. That was all right. But other than that, like, I didn't really. There's nothing. No tech. No massive tech.
Yeah.
Involved.
No.
Which is probably the future. I think that's probably where we need to see a bit more innovation and things happen.
Yeah, because I think robots. You've seen things on Facebook where robots are basically doing all the work for you in a conventional garden. I'm not seeing that actually on the shop front. I've got to say.
Maybe it's expense though.
Yeah.
It's you know.
And is that really gardening?
It's doing a garden, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's sitting in the garden, enjoying it gardening.
Yeah. I say yeah, it is.
There we go. Well, if you're sitting enjoying the garden while getting a robot to do it, mate.
Yeah. Granted point, but who then takes credit for the garden?
No, obviously the owner of the robot.
Yeah, good point. I'll let you have that one.
So yeah, man. Like, I can't think of a number 3. I'm really annoying myself.
Well, I think there's 3 things that I've spotted.
Yeah, you've come up with some good. I'm gonna nick your mushroom one as well. I thought that was quite cool.
Yeah,
growing your own mushrooms. There's an interview on your podcast, isn't there?
There is. I've got mushroom allergies, so I can't grow mushrooms.
Risked his life for gardening podcasting. Everyone, I personally wouldn't do that, but Richard Sugger did.
Always do.
I honestly think that could be a maybe not next year. I don't know, but quite a fashionable thing. Now microgreens, like everyone was talking about them for a while.
Yeah.
And now they've almost become, like microgreens are starting to become a lot easier to get hold of now. And people seem to create products around that a lot more. I think mushrooms could be that thing, man. That could be a 2022 craze.
Yeah.
Like poppets.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
I think you're right. Yeah.
Poppet is?
Poppet, like those little sweets.
No.
Oh, okay.
New thing for kids, mate. You get down with the kids. Nothing to do with gardening, but it's a craze. So I just think there for mushroom. Anyway.
So where's a poppet?
It's a thing you put your. It's like a. It's like a plastic thing. You sort of pop it.
Oh, okay.
Like you sort of. It's like a. Sort of. Oh Christ! I've never explained one before.
Like the spinner.
Yeah.
Craze.
Yeah. But instead, it's just a bit of rubber that you pop in and out.
Right.
I'll get you one.
To me, it sounds like a good adaptation would be a tape measure, because you pop that in and out. Or is that just me that does that?
Yeah, sure. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I've had a really good day, man. I've enjoyed it. It's been nice chatting to people as well, innit? I think that's been the biggest take home from this is I really miss talking to people and face to face. I mean, not just over Zoom.
Yeah, I don't know how long we're going on for, but who have we been talking to?
Well, we chatted to pretty much every brand we wanted to chat to, which was nice.
Yeah.
Saw the lovely Ellen Mary.
Yeah.
Which is good. Oh, I had the Grow Your Own Awards, which later on in this podcast I'll go through the results of that.
Yep.
You looking forward to that?
Not bitter at all, am I?
No, not at all. We'll find out later. Annabelle from Life Number 27, as we spotted her and gave a little chat to her. Do we see anyone else? Oh, Joff. We saw Joff, fellow podcaster
Fellow
Joff.
podcaster. We saw quite a few people actually. There was, I can picture him. I just can't remember his name. He writes for the Telegraph. I think he also has a podcast. It's been a long day. We saw him along the top. Red shirt, red jumper or t-shirt. Oh, God. I can picture him. It's the annoying thing. And we're having a nice chat with him.
Was I there?
You were there, yeah. Yeah.
I spoke to him.
Yeah.
Nah, didn't happen.
It did. I just can't think of his name.
Didn't happen. We'll remember it later on.
Yeah.
Daniel Domini. What's his name?
David.
Oh, David Domini. That's it. Yeah, of course. Very briefly chatted to him. He's a busy guy. So yeah, it's been nice, man. It's been nice to reconnect with people, and you know the vibe seems like that here.
Yeah.
It's definitely that. So you know, gets people thinking about the new year, which is I find quite exciting.
Yeah, and I think we're in this point at the moment where we're starting to. I certainly am starting to think about what do I want to do next year, and what do I need to do over the winter to get prepared for it.
Mm-hmm. Preparation indeed. So yeah, nice seeing you, man. Thanks for spending the day with me.
You're welcome. Nice. Thank you for spending the day with me.
Anytime.
Yeah. Might do
Not
it again for another 6 months.
I was going to say not any time. That's it. Yeah. This is Lee Conley reporting from Birmingham at Glee. Back to you in the studio. Halfway through the show, and I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. I'm looking good, sure, and feeling better, all because of bestdaysvintage.co.uk. They have the best vintage clothing to make you look amazing in the garden or even when you pop uptown. That's right. If you sign up to their website right now on bestdaysvintage.co.uk, not only do you get 15% off. You also get a weekly well-being email, which will make you giggle, maybe a few little interviews amongst there too, and also make you think about your mental health. They've recently just launched a new counselling area at their flagship store and also offer free Thursday morning group sessions. So you can come along and just let it all out. Not all of it out, but you know, have a little chat. It really does help. bestdaysvintage.co.uk. Look good, feel better. Head over there right now for that 15% off and that weekly email. Big up to bestdaysvintage.co.uk for supporting the podcast. And if you want to support the podcast, you can by contacting me, Lee at skinnyjeangunner.co.uk. Would love to have you. We are booking up brands for 2022 right now. Everyone. Like I was saying earlier on, that was good. You could see if you were visually watching, or if you could imperially, what's the word? Using your ears to listen. You could listen. What am I trying to say? I'm feeling it now. You could see that we were quite tired, right? You could hear that. Here. I feel it now. I really feel the effects. I got up at 5 a.m. to go to Birmingham. And got back at 10 p.m. A whole day of talking, a lot of driving, a lot of singing in the car. Everyone, a lot of that. But we had a great time. Some of the people that we talked about, I wanted to go into a little bit more depth about that in today's show because you know, we did see some incredible things. The people that I was talking about, that children's book, for starters, Will So. You might have seen them on Dragon's Den, and I've got one of their books here in the studio. Basically, it's a children's book, which is quite exciting. I'd love to read it at the end of the show, but we've not got a book tonight for tonight's end of the show. Sorry, guys. Anyone that listens to the end of the show, usually we do a children's book. I don't think I'm allowed to read this one out. It's a new book. Probably shouldn't. I won't. But it's a children's book, right? All about this one I've got here is The Carrot that was too big for his bed. And throughout the back page and the front page, you rip it out, you can put it underneath soil, and then you'll grow carrots from it. And they've got a whole selection of these. I think they are brilliant. Really great. And I had a real brief chat with them. I wish I could stayed a bit longer. I wish I spoke to them at the start of the day when I had a bit more energy, to be honest with you. But I'm going to get in contact with them because I'd love to get them involved in the school gardening plan over the coming years. But an amazing book. We'll try and get them on the podcast over the next couple of weeks. We've got some amazing interviews coming up on the podcast in the coming weeks. So brace yourself for them. But we'll try and get them on the podcast as well because I'd love to have them on to talk about that because just a great idea. I think it's not been done yet. I've not seen it in children's books. But what an amazing thing to actually get children to read about what they're going to be growing. So we'll get them on the show, no doubt, in the future. That's Will. So also, we talked a little bit. There was that raised bed that we briefly talked about, me and Suggs there. There seems to be a lot more of these popping up. And I did like it. Don't get me wrong. I thought it was a good idea. A bit pricey for what it was. Basically, it was... how do you describe basically like a plastic box, right? I don't know, like the biggest one you can get, like a 50 litre, I don't know, 125 litre. It's a big box, right? Some drainage in the bottom, and some hose pipes at the top to water them. And then there was these sticks that went in around the side and basically some bungee cords. And you sewed down the middle of the bungee cords, and that's your lines if you're growing carrots. And then as they grew, you could like lift it up. It was a nice idea. It's popping out 125 quid for each one. And I don't know, these raised beds, I've got a veggie pod. And don't get me wrong, they're not cheap. I'm not going to sit here and say these veggie pod things are cheap. You know, you're looking at about 200 nicker for one. I'm not 100% sure on the price of them. We'll probably talk about them. I think they're going to sponsor the podcast soon, so we'll probably talk about them a lot more then. But they're not cheap, right? But I know they work. They're quality, yeah. I'm doing an advert for them now. I know they work. They hold a lot of veg in each one. And that's why I use them for the school plan, yeah. And I don't know, for the size of that little raised bed, really great guy who was running it. Really friendly, really good idea. I just think the price point is just a little bit off. But the biggest takeaway for me was that it's helping new gardeners, like it making it a little bit easier for new gardeners, which I thought was quite important. And all these things are helping, like the kids' book, helping new gardeners. That little raised bed, helping new gardeners. The third thing that you may have heard us talk about was the mushrooms, right? Each year, there's something new, right? The microgreens from Grow So Simple, guys, right? Last couple of years ago, they brought that out, and they're just starting. There's something that they're doing. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about it, so I won't. But they're just starting to get that into a good groove, and I like what they're doing. They've got these little containers, self-watering, put it on your windowsill. Really simple, really easy to go. They've got something coming up. I don't know if I can talk about it yet, but I'll try and get them on the podcast probably in the new year. But really great. Really good. That seemed to be a couple of years ago when people started talking about microgreens. No one was really talking about them before. They were about, don't get me wrong, they were around before you bite my head off. I know they were about, but they weren't really fashionable. And I think that's something that's kicked off. And now I think people are slowly going to get them into their homes. Mushroom growing, like Richard said, he's allergic to mushrooms. So I never knew that before. So it's lucky he didn't come around for one of my pasta bakes. But mushroom growing, I feel like could be the new microgreens. I really do. But no one really thinks about it. And the guy, we were chatting to him. He's like, yeah, you can grow them in your raised bed. You can grow. Whoever thought, I don't think even Veggie would have think this, but you could grow them in your raised bed. And I thought that's such a good idea. Like, I feel like I might try and get them for the garden. We might try and grow. Why not? Huh? Why not? Controlled growing of mushrooms. I've never looked at. Personally, I've never done it before on purpose. I've never grown mushrooms before in the garden. For some reason they pop up on the soil sometimes. I don't know why that is. Some lawn experts might be able to tell me. Maybe it's too damp. I don't know. But I think it's a good idea. I think I really like the idea of it. So we might be doing that in 2022, and possibly getting them on the podcast as well, talk about a lot more, because I feel like that could be that's my biggest takeaway. Those top three, new raised. There was other raised bed things there, but if they were a bit cheaper, I'd say winner. I'd say winner. But yeah, mushroom growing. Watch out for it. I think it could be big. I really do. So those are, my top three. What else was there really? There was the usual, like we said, the usual people about. Those are probably the ones that stood out the most as new and innovative for 2022. But you mark my words, we'll all be growing mushrooms in the future. You'll see. You'll see. Now, also as part of it, we were whooping at the front of the Great British Growing Awards, which happen each year at Glee. I think sometimes can fly a bit under the radar, as much as it's the next day today. I'm putting out a podcast from Glee, and they've not actually put the awards up yet, which is a little bit annoying for me. But I'm going to go through it, and hopefully I'll remember who won. I might not. I might get it totally wrong. I didn't know this was happening. I would have put the podcast. I would have put the podcast in if I knew. There's a podcasting one. Where's the podcasting one? There's a lot here. We're not going to go through them all right now. But will it show me who the? Does this show me? I want to know who the. It's not going to show me. I can't believe. Why won't it show me who the? Right, let me just go on the categories. Right, here we go. Here's the categories. Can't you show me the shortlist? Here we go. Here we go. Right. So, most entertaining. This was hosted by Ellen Mary. Big up the Ellen Mary, who's been on the podcast before, guest of the podcast. She did a great job. Wasn't a crowd without us, Ellen, was it? Was not a crowd without us. Most entertaining kitchen garden TV program. It went to Grow Your Own at Home with Alan Titchmarsh. That one. I've not seen that. Have you seen that program yet? I've not seen it. But apparently it's good. That went as the most entertaining kitchen garden TV program. Most trusted celebrity gardener went to Monty Dom. As long as it weren't Dominic. I'm sorry, Dom. I'm only joking. I'm only joking. I'm not going to tell you the other one, some of the others, because I can't quite remember who they were. I thought they'd have it on by now. Anyway, best garden writer and blogger went to. I think it went to Alan Titchmarsh again. I think it did. I honestly thought they'd have the results up by now. I'm sorry. I was there. I should have wrote them down. But this was a bit controversial, and people were a bit. I'm not really sure who this is. And if someone can tell me in the comments, I'd really like to know. Best gardening influencer went to Ben Fortin. And I'm sorry. I'm going to have a little look. Hang on, wait there. I'm sorry, Ben, that I don't know who you are, because Ben Thornton. Well, it's definitely not that guy. I'm not 100% sure who that is. And so I shall find out. Is that Gardening with Ben? I'm not 100%. Someone's going to have to tell me in the comments, because I'm not sure, if I'm honest. Then we've got the best allotment plan and product went to the RHS allotment handbook and planner. Best podcast. Where's the best podcast? Best podcast went to Gardening with Ben. Everybody, we need to get on that shortlist at least next year, huh? You get some awards in. The ego is slowly diminishing. Everybody, it's disappearing, and obviously, this is the big ones. Okay, so this is what I really want to tell you about. The school gardening plan. I talked about this so many times yesterday, Glee, and literally, I've spent 8 to 9 years in the garden industry trying out different tools and knowing which ones are the best. And that's why I'm proud to bring them to the Garden Success Plan. And I was so happy that yesterday, let me have a little look, right? Here we go. Right, brace yourself for this. So, here, is he looking for the, where is the thing? Where is it? I want, huh? It's not on here. The shortlist is not on here. Oh, that's the reason I was looking. It's not on here. Big up to Grow Your Own magazine. You guys really need to put your results on ASAP. Come on. Some of the awards, right? One of them was Best Hand Tool, or Best Tool, which went to Greenman Tools, which is fantastic because we are using Greenman Tools for a success plan. The other went to another, I don't know what product it was, but it went to VeggiePod for their veggie bag. So we only stick with winners here on the podcast, unless you're not the winner of the podcast thing. We only use winners. What do we use winners for? Let me tell you. Almost the end of the show, and what a show it's been. I want to say thank you to the School Garden Success Plan. That's right, the School Garden Success Plan, which is out right now. Last year in 2020, I went on tour around the country, and one of the biggest things that I found from School Garden that was missing was support for teachers. Yes, the kids love it. They love getting outside in the garden. It's great for their well-being. It's great for their education. But the biggest thing that was missing is that support for those teachers. So we brought together the School Garden Success Plan, which provides all of the equipment from the raised bed to the tools, to the seeds, the compost. Then we've got the lesson plans, the video lessons for the children so they can see what they're going to get up to during that lesson. But most importantly, 24/7 support. That's right, 24/7 support for those teachers to help their class get gardening. We've got 30,000 primary schools in the UK. By 2025, we want every single one of them primary schools to have at least one place to get gardening as a school. Like I say, we know the benefits of gardening with children. We know the benefits of getting it into schools. Now is the time to stop talking about it and make it happen. The School Garden Success Plan is available right now for $499 plus VAT, which after 10 years of being in this business, I've used pretty much every garden tool there is, and all of the equipment we put in to the School Garden Success Plan is quality, and I know it's going to last. And we are here not as a campaign, but for something over the next 10, 15 to 20 years to make sure that school gardening is successful right now in education. So if you want to find out more, it's skinnyandgardener.co.uk/school success. That's skinnyandgardener.co.uk/school success for your class to get gardening this year. So excited to get those plans out. We're delivering at the end of this month. I'm doing the first delivery is coming next Friday to Ashton Keynes. Yes, to you, Stuart. I'm coming to you, which is very exciting. But yeah, just proud. I was sitting in the audience. I wasn't a winner myself, guys, but I'm working with winners, and that's what really matters. So School Garden Success Plan, if you want to find out more, please do check it out. Just email me your interest, schools@skinnyjeangardener.co.uk, because we are working, even if I know, right? So it's 500 quid plus VAT, 499 plus VAT, right? Which when you really think about it, over 10 years, What is that? I don't, hang on, wait, let me work it out, right? So let me just work it out, right? Sit tight. We've got time. I feel lonely without the comments, I'll be honest with you. 499 plus a bit of VAT, yeah? Works out at 598 quid. About 599 quid. But what we do is we divide that, say, over 10 years. What's that add up to? Divided by 10. That's 59 quid a year. That's over 10 years. These units, all these tools are going to last beyond that. Beyond 10 years. But I do also realise that, funding is not always there. If you're lucky enough to have funding to be able to push into this, the nice one, get behind it. But even if maybe you're sitting there thinking, I've got no chance of getting this from my head teacher, get in contact with me. Because one, I don't mind just calling up my head teacher and going, look, listen to me. You got this. This is gonna change your school for life. Or we're working with some amazing brands over 2022, some amazing organizations, and we will be able to, hopefully, with the support of those brands, support schools by giving out free kits, be able to give discounts to schools to make it a little bit cheaper if we can. We've made it as cheap as we possibly can, but to make it even easier to get it out there. So just register by dropping me an email. You can go personal if you fancy it. lee@skinnyjeangarden.co.uk. Go personal with it, and hopefully over the coming years, you may get an email from me saying, "Hey, I know you were interested. I know your school maybe couldn't afford it at the time, but I'm working with so and so, and we're going to be able to provide you with one." Like Bob Geldof giving you a call. All right, all right. Don't you worry, but Lee's got you covered. So that's that, guys. Really, Glee was an interesting one for me. It was good to be back, don't get me wrong, but just there's a lot of excitement I feel from 2022 for 2022 coming up. Brands and companies, there's a lot of excitement for it. We're still going through it at the moment, right? There seems to be like a little light at the end of the tunnel. People want to do more. People want to get out there even more. Want to hold on to the incredible I think there's 3 million over here in the UK from new gardeners, apparently. Trying to cling on to some of them at least. I mean, cling on to like a third of them. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Maybe with mushrooms. Maybe growing mushrooms might be the way forwards. To hold on to those new gardeners. Everyone, I've missed you, gardening world. I really have. Right, let's find out as we're coming to the end of tonight's show. Let's find out what tonight's Latin. Let's talk about the Latin. Now, I really can't. Someone let me know what the Latin for artichoke was last week. I have forgotten. I've got to start remembering these, because if not, this is a completely pointless segment. But the reason we do it is because I used to really lay in to Latin words in gardening, and we just add a little bit of Latin into the show. Makes me sound a little bit more cleverer. What?
Legumen.
Legumen, everyone, is actually
peas.
Pardon?
Peas.
Is she saying
Peas.
peas?
Peas. Peas.
Why is she saying it like that?
Peas.
Just say peas, isn't it?
Peas.
Legumen.
Peas.
Legumen.
Peas.
Legumen.
Peas, everyone. Peas. That's right. That's this week's Latin. Latin. Let's talk about the Latin. Oh, I feel so tired. I don't. Yes, they really took it out of me. I'm struggling. Oh dear. No news this week. I don't think we're gonna have time for news this week. But that was this week's Latin. Gosh. Next week, everyone, we have a Chelsea special. I'm heading to Chelsea on press day just for you. That's right. I'll be walking around with not an alcoholic drink. Don't we worry about that. Checking out some of the best of Chelsea 2021. It's going to be a bit different, huh? It's going to be a little bit different in a September. Everyone I was talking to was like, oh, it's going to be so different, isn't it? I was like, I don't know. Is it? I don't know. We have to wait and see. Might be the same. If it's the same, I'll let you know. But you'll be able to listen to that early next week. Everybody on the podcast. That should be out Tuesday night on the 21st. Tuesday night. I'll get that out as quick as possible. Which means there's no phone calls again next week. Oh, doesn't matter. Beddos will be ready and raring. When we go into October, we'll be going into October. I don't know. Is that what we're going into? God, time's flying so fast, huh? Maybe I'll have the fence up by then. Stranger things have happened, huh? Stranger things have happened. Maybe I'll get some actual introductions to things apart from just Latin. I don't know. Hey, everyone, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. You guys have been wicked. A bit of a different one this week. I'd usually do it live, but I just can't for personal reasons this week. I can't do it live. Next week's Chelsea, so I won't be putting that one out live either. But then we'll get some phone calls. Then we'll get Stuart Jackson calling in again. But you can call in too if you tune in on Thursdays, or just get involved in the comments like everyone has tonight. Thanks so much to you peeps. There's probably one comment sitting there. Big up to our sponsors, bestdaysvintage.co.uk. Look good, feel good, everyone, or feel better. I certainly, after a sleep, will feel better. Works-uk.com for all your garden tool and DIY needs. And, of course, the School Garden Success Plan successfully winning in 2021. We'll get the book back next week. Shall we get a new book to read? I wish I could read this Will So one, but it's just come out, so I don't think I probably should. We'll find one. I'll find one to read at the end of the show. But for this week, thanks so much for listening. A big up to all of you. Much love. And I shall see you next week for a Chelsea special. I need to sleep. You're beaming positivity and radiance. You look amazing, mate. What just happened? Hey, mate. Or, right, I love singing, all right? So I could be a singer, you could be a backing dancer, band. Oh, my God. Oh, I know this. Oh, guys. Right. Oh, my God. Oh, right. We're just going to have to go off script for a second. Absolutely idiot-proof. Oh, my gosh, Danny. Forget it. Get out of here. That was unexpected. I can't tell you how tired I am. Really.